So one of the publishers I use is Lulu. It's a print-on-demand publisher, which I like a lot, and they have changed their format, and it took me a little while to figure out what to do with their covers, especially. So it used to be you would put in the front cover and you would put in the back cover separately, but now they want it as one big PDF, and it can't even be a Photoshop image or anything like that. It has to be a PDF. So it took me a little while. I'm going to show you how that works, how to make a jacket cover using a few different media. So we start with the back cover here, and the first thing I want to do is I want to print it, not save it, but print it as a PDF. And the reason we do that is we want to choose high quality print, but we also want to choose the paper quality. We can go to click paper quality tab, click on advanced, and instead of letter, we want this to be a little bit bigger than letter size. We want it to be 8.73 by 11.30. That will give us a nice bleed in the Lulu cover. And you want the edges to bleed around. So make it as big as possible. And that's as big as you can get. And also you want to change the print quality to 1200 dpi. Okay. And then we just print it. I'm just going to save it to the desktop here. Okay, and normally I would do something like, I would say what the dimensions are, like 8.73 by 11. I don't like to put decimals in my file names. 11.30. Okay, so onto the desktop there, and it should pop up. There it is, and it looks nice, or as nice as it's going to look. Okay, so we're done with that, and we're done with that guy. Next, we want to take the cover, and my daughter made this nice cover for me, but it's a really high resolution image. You can see here it's 75 inches by like 100 inches, so that's way too big. And the way we handle that is if we go and change the image size first. Okay, I know that that it's taller than it should be. So I'm gonna make the width be the thing I want to fit. So I want this to be 8.73. Okay, and this is now too big. It's bigger than what Lulu says. 11.3 is the biggest, but I know I want that to be the maximum width there. So I'm going to say okay. Oh gosh, you see this resolution here? I would change that to 1200 dpi. So let me undo that real quick. Image size. Sorry about that. 8.73, and then I would make it nice and big because it's going to be a cover, right? It's going to be a big file size. Pause while it's doing its thing. Okay, so now it's close to the right size. It's 8.5 by roughly 11, but it's not exactly the right size because the image wasn't, we didn't take into the consideration the bleed. So if you go to image and canvas size, you can see here this is exactly what we want, but I want this to be 11.3. So this is nice. I'm gonna cut off 11.3. So I'm gonna cut off this top part here, and I want to cut off a little bit of the bottom. So I want it to anchor in the center and have everything shrink toward the center. So we're not going to change the width. We're only going to change the height. So watch it. Watch the top and the bottom. It will suck up a little bit. Okay, so now it's exactly the right size. You can save this, or we're going to go straight to save as PDF. Okay, so we want Photoshop PDF. Say OK. Say OK. And when you get here, we don't want to preserve Photoshop, and we don't want to optimize because it's going to be a cover for a book. Alrighty. And that should be on the desktop as well. So we're done with Photoshop. And then lastly, what we want to do is we want to just open up Acrobat. Okay, see all the tools. And we're going to combine the files. So we're going to add the file here. We want to add the back cover first on the left. And then we're going to add the front cover. And it's the PDF version of it. You could do PNG, but I kind of like the PDF. It makes it easy here, fast. Okay, so these are side by side, and then we want to combine the files. Now this is on 2 pages, page 1 and page 2. And what you have to do is you have to show these as 2 pages side by side. And I do not know of a way to do it without software, but this is maybe a quick fix. So if you go to View and Display and 2-page view. So notice that these guys here are the same height perfectly. All right, we printed those perfectly. And now what we want to do is we want to print this as a 17 by 11 one sheet, so it wraps around like it's a cover. Okay, so let's see here. We have done that, so let's go to File, and then we go to Print. Again, we're going to print the PDF. This is not a great way to do it, but it's the only way I know how. So normally you have this guy here. In actual, you can see 1 page at a time, 1 page at a 2. But what we want to do is we want to do multiple. Okay, and we're going to do 2 by 1. Okay, 2 by 1. We click on Properties. Notice it's trying to do this in 8.5 by 11. You know, just a regular sheet of paper. Go to Properties, change this to High Quality. Go to Paper Quality tab, Advanced once again. Now we want to choose PostScript Custom Page Size. We want this to be, what is it, 17.3. This is the biggest that's allowed by Lulu, and then we want 11.3. Okay. And then we want this high quality 1200 DPI there. Press OK, OK, OK. Now we're on this page here, and we're ready to print this. Oh gosh, Adobe kills me. So I'm sitting here waiting. It's asking us for what the file name is. So I'm just going to call it Jacket. You know, Volume 1 Jacket or whatever. Save that to the desktop just for show. Okay, and that is all you need to do there. Now it's just, now you got 1 page, and it's 1 solid page there. So we're done with that. And now when we get back to Lulu, we can then, you know, replace your PDF or replace your cover with this PDF we just made, and it will look something like this. I'm not happy with the bleeds. I think I'll be okay, but I'm afraid I'm going to get a white rim around here. I just cannot figure out how to make this bleed go all the way out to the very far edge. When you print 2 pages side by side, it always gives you a white border. I can't find my way around it. But anyway, that's that. Probably nobody on the earth is watching this video, but it is made for me so that I can remind myself next year how to do this and save myself some hours of work. Anyway, hope it was helpful for you as well, and thanks for watching.